All right, viewers, it was the occasion of Ram Navami and the campus of JNU, Jawaharlal Nehru University, saw once again a pitched battle between the right and the left. Take a look.
Jawaharlal Nehru University in the heart of another controversy, and again the familiar script of left versus right inside the campus. Violent clashes broke out between the ABVP and the left student groups on Sunday, and each side has got a different version of what happened.
पोस्टर जो है 3 दिन पहले निकल चुका था, परंतु 3 दिन से लगातार इसी कैंपस के कुछ उपद्रवी तत्व लेफ्ट और NSUI के समर्थन से ये लोग लगातार धमकियां देते आ रहे थे कि तुम्हारा पूजा नहीं होने देंगे, पूजा में बाधा डालेंगे।
JNU के हर हॉस्टल में नॉन-वेज बनता है, ऑप्शन रहता है, अब नॉन-वेज खाए या वेज खाए। तो आज भी सप्लाई आया, ABVP के गुंडे सप्लायर के पीछे भागे कि आज सप्लाई नहीं करने देंगे। ये तब एक राउंड सेक्रेटरी को धक्का मुक्की किया, सेक्रेटरी को मारा।
The ABVP claimed they planned to hold a puja and havan at the Kaveri Hostel in the campus for the Ram Navami.
7 दिन पहले से जब कावेरी के छात्रों ने डिसाइड किया कि हम रामनवमी करेंगे, तब से उनको धमकियां मिलनी शुरू हो गई। आज उस घटना के 3 दिन पहले जब पोस्टर रिलीज हुआ, उसमें यह था कि 3:30 बजे कावेरी के अंदर विद प्रॉपर इंफॉर्मेशन परमिशन प्रोग्राम होना है। तब डायरेक्ट धमकियां शुरू हो गई कि आपके कार्यक्रम में, आपके हवन में हम हड्डियां फेंकेंगे।
But the left-wing student organizations have shot down this version, accusing the ABVP students of prohibiting non-vegetarian food at the hostel. FIRs and counter-FIRs have been registered after the violence, and both camps claim they have sustained serious injuries.
जो वीडियोस आपने देखी है उसमें क्लियरली वामपंथी लोग दिख रहे हैं स्टोन पेल्ट करते हुए भी। उन लोगों के हाथ में डंडा भी है, उन लोगों के हाथ में कांच भी है, उन लोगों के हाथ में जो भी चीज आ रही थी वो लोग प्रिपरेशन के साथ भी आए थे। पता नहीं उन लोगों का क्या मोटिव था इस चीज को लेकर। तो हम लोग तो सिर्फ पूजा कर रहे थे वहाँ पे, तो हम लोगों को यही लग रहा है कि पूजा की दिक्कत है इसीलिए लोग ये सब चीजें कर रहे हैं, बाकी और कोई दिक्कत था नहीं।
पूरे देश में भी इस तरीके की चीजें चल रही है कि आप मीट नहीं खरीद सकते, आप मीट नहीं बेच सकते, और इस तरीके की चीजें कैंपस में भी ये लोग कर रहे हैं। तो ये इस तरीके का चीज हम टॉलरेट नहीं करेंगे। यहाँ सबका अधिकार है, जिसको जो खाना है खाए। अगर आपको वेज खाना है, वेज भी बन रहा है, वेज खाइए, लेकिन जिसको खाना है नॉन वेज उसको खाने दीजिए।
Blame game has broken out between the left wing and right wing students as both sides blame the other for sparking the violence that engulfed the university yesterday and is still causing resentment and anger among the students. The ABVP claims that there was a deliberate attempt to disrupt the Ram Navami Puja, while the other student claimed that it was the ABVP which provoked the violence and then spread it across the campus.
Simultaneous probe by the Delhi police and the JNU administration have been initiated. Heavy security has also been deployed outside the campus to avoid any further clashes. The clashes at the Jawaharlal Nehru University, as expected, has sparked a massive political debate, with the Bharatiya Janata Party and the opposition at loggerheads. BJP has called this instance of violence a political conspiracy by the left, while the opposition has slammed the government.
क्या सेक्युलरिज्म का बोझ उठाना सिर्फ मेजॉरिटी कम्युनिटी का दायित्व है? क्या माइनॉरिटी कम्युनिटी को ये नहीं समझना चाहिए कि समाज में सौहार्द बनाए रखने के लिए दूसरे लोगों के धर्म और उनकी मान्यताओं का भी उनको सम्मान करना होगा?
ABVP goons attacked them is unbelievable, and this country which Prime Minister called it as New India, is it the real New India they are going to create? Dividing people on religious lines and hate and violence.
The university administration as well as the Delhi police have said that they are looking into the issue and FIRs have been filed from both sides. But who really sparked the fire is still a question up for debate. In New Delhi with cameraman Deepak, this is Anisha Mathur for India Today.
All right, so viewers, once again, the JNU was the ground for a pitched battle with the left against the right. There are two sides of the story, and we have both sides this evening. And to the point, joining me is Harendra Sheshma. He's the president, SFI. I also have Amit Kumar, member, SFI JNU. He'll be joining us in a short while. And Siddharth Yadav, national media convener, ABVP. Mr. Yadav, what is the side of the ABVP? What happened in JNU yesterday?
See, very clearly, yesterday was Ram Navami, and the Ram Navami celebrations were happening in JNU. They were scheduled from long back. Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad had not called for any celebration. It was the students of JNU who had called for this celebration, and they wanted to celebrate Ram Navami, open up their fasts and do a puja in the campus. The entire fiasco happened when students who very peacefully wanted that a celebration happens outside the Kaveri Hostel, and students who wanted to celebrate the iftar party were also present there, and both the groups were very peacefully participating and exercising their freedom of religion, and they were celebrating their festivals. The left organizations could not just tolerate that. How can this happen in JNU? They have been against JNU since the very beginning, and they tried to defame it, and this is when the entire issue of a veg and non-veg issue was created. While this has nothing to do with what happened yesterday. Non-veg is served in all hostels in JNU. In every hostel in the entire Navratra, 9 days, non-veg was served. There was no issue at all. We as an organization, we have never demanded what to eat and what should not be eaten. And this was the case yesterday as well. Rather, I would say, except Kaveri, in all hostels, non-veg was served yesterday. But the entire fiasco happened when students were very peacefully celebrating Ram Navami, chanting Jai Shri Ram and opening up their fast. And the left organizations could not just tolerate that. How can, with such harmony, groups in campuses can sit there? They wanted to create an issue, and yes, they did.
Siddharth, I'll ask you two quick questions. Question one, Siddharth, question one. Did ABVP, your colleagues from the ABVP, did they harass the supplier who came with the meat at Kaveri Hostel or not? Number one, yes or no?
Not at all.
No,
and I would also want to elaborate on that. Can I?
No, I'll come back to you. I'm going to get in our other counterpart as well. Question number two, Siddharth, I'd want to ask you, was there permission to hold a puja in an institute which is, an academic institute where really pujas are not allowed, any religious activities? Forget about puja. Was there permission taken?
No, the question this poses is, was there any permission for the iftar party? There are a few things which are very personal to citizens of this country, and if citizens during the month of Ramzan, if students want to come out and organize a iftar party, if they want to eat, comes together, they do not require any permission. And if on Ram Navami day, students want to just gather together and, very peacefully they want to practice and, celebrate their festival, I don't think anything is required. Rather, the JNU has also put out an official notification, and nowhere it has been said that permissions were, pending or denied or anything. Rather, it has been very clearly, categorically said by the JNU administration as well that the entire incident happened when students opposed the Ram Navami celebration, and a group of students went there and created.
Siddharth, stay with me. I want to bring in Harendra Sheshma. Harendra, what is the side of, the left of what the student union that you represent? What went down yesterday?
So the main thing was that, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the main thing is that when this ABVP organization is saying that they had no issue with the food, the problem lies here only. The first lie they say is that they had no issue with the food. But if you ask to the mess committee members of the Kaveri Hostel, only the issue started was of the food only. They just wanted to impose the vegetarian food in the Kaveri Hostel. This was the main issue, and the mess committee members got hit by that. And what they are denying is that they did not harass the people of the vendors who brought the non-veg food. They were harassed. There are multiple videos which are available on the social media where it is clearly visible that they were targeted and they were scolded by these people. They were heckled. And if you see that it was both the Ramzan and the Ram Navami, both the prayers, iftar party and the Puja both happened very peacefully. Everybody enjoyed it. Everybody took the sweets. The actual issue started after that at 7:30 when the students came for the food in the mess. There was not non-veg food in the mess and the veg food was cooked only for few students. So the other students demanded that they need the food and the warden was called. And then the ABVP started heckling to the students and then they started beating to the students. This is the real issue and they are taking it on the Ram Navami and all these things.
Absolutely
it is not
false.
the first time that the Ram
Absolutely
Navami
false.
program was organized in the JNU.
Okay, Mr. Sheshma, I want to ask you one.
It is not the first time that the
put
Ram
very
Navami.
clear-
You know, one second. It's not a. Let's not heckle each other. Have that bit of decency where you're not interrupting the other person, please. Mr. Sheshma, I'll ask you two quick questions. Number one, you said the exact issue started at 7:30 p.m. only when the dinner was served. But you also say that they were the vendors were harassed. When were the vendors harassed, Mr. Sheshma?
Yeah, vendors were harassed at 4 o'clock in the evening when first they were sent back, but there are only the single vendors who serve in the JNU, so they were distributing in the other hostels. So the mess committee members talked with the warden and they called them that कि भैया वापिस Kaveri Hostel में आपको non-veg supply करके जाना है. So they came again and then they were heckled.
Then they were heckled. All right, Mr. Sheshma, I want to ask you, did students from your political organization, the SFI, try and stop the festivities of Ram Navami or the puja that was taking place?
See, the JNU is a culture where JNU is a university where everybody celebrates the festivals. If you see in the 15th, in the coming days, this Bengali New Year is going to be celebrated. People celebrate other festivals also. So, and it is not that first time the ABVP is organizing this Ram Navami Puja. Every year they organize. So never this issue comes. But on the name of the Ram, they want to throw the stones and they want to get the promotion. This is not acceptable in the JNU and they want to force the students that what to eat and what to wear. This will, JNU students will not accept this and they will raise their voices against it. And once they will raise their voices, they will be beaten by these ABVP goons.
Stay with me. Amit Kumar, you know, there are videos and there is documentary evidence to suggest that the vendors were harassed.
I would want to come into that. I think that requires a retaliation. If you could just give me a couple of minutes,
go ahead.
I would respond to that and you
can
go to my
Siddharth,
other
the question, I want to ask you this question, that there is documented evidence to suggest that vendors were harassed. Yeah. It's there in our story as well. So who harassed the vendors?
No, I'll just take a couple of minutes and I'll set the record straight. Two things that have to be understood is, there are 18 hostels in JNU. In most of the hostels, Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad representatives are in the hostel committee. Either they are hostel president or they are in the mess committee. It's only the Kaveri Hostel where no ABVP member is in the mess committee. Periyar Hostel, Gaurav Kumar is ABVP's hostel president. He is also the vice president of ABVP JNU unit. Non-veg was served there. In all hostels, non-veg was served every day. 9 days Navratra, every place non-veg is served. Why only in Kaveri, where there's no representation from the Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad, such an issue is created? It is because the left cannot tolerate. One more thing, my dear friend, I'm glad my dear friend, took the opportunity to talk about the culture of JNU, because I have a video and I would request the cameraman to focus on this. My dear friend present in the debate, in this video, he is the one who is pelting stones. I'll just play the video. Mr. Sheshman is the one, and I'll stop also where you can see. He's the one pelting stones. He's the one in this orange striped t-shirts, and I would ask him to tell me about what culture is this. What is this culture? Is this the JNU culture? You're defaming a university.
There are multiple videos as well, but let me go back to Mr. Sheshman.
Since he is on the panel himself.
I'm going back to Mr. Sheshman, and Mr. Sheshman, I want to ask you two questions.
I would just show, this is the photo. I'll just show. This is Mr. Sheshman. This is standing right here, and this is Mr. Sheshman with a stone in his hand.
We can't really see. We can't.
Students who were celebrating Ram Navami.
One second.
Stones on students who were celebrating.
Sir, we can't see the video. We can't authenticate the video. We can't see it. But you made an allegations. I will go back to Mr. Sheshma on it, and I'll ask Mr. Sheshma two questions. Questions number one: your counterpart on the debate from the ABVP says that you, in terms of the organization, was the one who instigated the violence, because Non-veg was served in the other hostels. Why is it that the issue only occurred at Kaveri Hostel, where the SFI is in larger number and there's no ABVP representation?
See that if they are spreading the lies, like they are spreading the lies that the permission was taken and everything they are saying, and they haven't heckled the vendors. This is the same lie they are speaking now. I was not even present at this.
Can we just go one by one? Can I just get Mr. Sheshman?
I was at the TAFE class. Yeah. Hello?
Mr. Sheshman, I want to ask you again about, other than the lies, the question that has been posed, was non-vegetarian served in all other hostels without a hitch, without violence, nothing went down? Was it only in Kaveri that the issue occurred?
No, they planned the puja in Kaveri only. In no other hostels there was a puja was planned, and in the other hostels there was. It is true that the non-veg was served, but in the Kaveri only they
just go one by one? Mr. Yadav, please appreciate what your counterpart is saying. Can I just get Mr. Sheshman? Yes, Mr. Sheshman, go. I'll come back to you. Go ahead, make your point.
We are not saying that they have heckled in every hostel. The heckling started in the Kaveri only. And they had the puja in the Kaveri. In no other hostel there was a puja organized by the ABVP organization. Only in the Kaveri hostel they organized, and in the Kaveri hostel only they wanted that the waste should be served. But why Kaveri hostel only? If there is no permission from the dean of students and the senior warden, there is no written permission, and without the consent of the mess committee, they have done so. So only we want that if they want, even the mess committee was agreeing that if we people can serve you the veg in the first 1 hour and then let us eat the non-veg in the second session. But these people just wanted on the Ram Navami this heckling thing. So only in the one hostel they have created that heckle, and it is not that they were in, there were the people from the other hostels present in that.
Mr. Sheshman, were you also part of the violence? Your ABVP panelist alleges he has a video which shows you pelting stones.
Why were you pelting stones?
1 second, sir. I'll come back to you, Mr. Yadav.
They are saying that they haven't heckled. No,
were you
it
pelting
is the same
stones,
lie
Mr.
they are saying.
Were you part of the violence yesterday?
It is the same lie I am saying again and again. It is the same lie which they are saying about that they haven't heckled the vendors. It is the same lie that I was throwing the stone. It is the same lie they are creating. They are creating nonsense lies which have no evidence and no true sense.
All right, okay. Mr. Yadav, the fact is, I want to come back to the question. The allegation number 1, that you chose Kaveri Hostel to hold the puja, which you did not have permission for. Number 2, you objected to the food in Kaveri Hostel in particular. Where the violence is concerned, how is it that members of the SFI have more injuries, 15 of them, and 2 of yours then? It's not that the SFI hit each other, no?
No, absolutely. First of all, I'll correct your records. 4 of our Karyakartas came back at 5:30 in the morning. MLCs have been registered. They were severely injured. Vikas Kumar, the joint secretary of our unit, his finger is broken. Vijay, a Divyang student, was beaten up. Divya, a student, was heckled with a glass bottle. Her hand is cut. The list goes on. You need to see the record of why it happened. Why on Ram Navami day it happened? This is my question. Why it happened in a hostel where the only left dominates the mess committee? Why only there? Why not anybody else? And it's not just about JNU. It happened in the Central University of Karnataka also yesterday. Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad Karyakartas were celebrating Ram Navami, and SFI could not tolerate.
Can we limit it to JNU?
I'm on video showing SFI JNU unit president. No, we definitely cannot. We definitely cannot.
So this debate
is
on
a modus
what
operandi
happened
which
in
has come out. The Hindu-phobic mindset of
the
Hindu-phobic mindset of left organizations is seen all across the country. I'm showing you a video of the panelist on this show, the SFI JNU unit president. He himself is pelting stones. If everything was wrong on the other side, why were you picking up stones? Is violence, according to the law of this country, the constitution gives you a right to be violent on somebody? If I wear a kalava on my hand, would you come and beat me up? Is it just about Ram Navami?
Sir, let's not. You know, there's none the richer. Listen, 1 second, Mr. Yadav, there's none the richer. Where JNU is concerned, I would reckon both of you, both the SFI and the ABVP are equally to blame. I'd ask you also another question. Where is Komal Sharma? We haven't seen her. She's still accused in what happened last time at JNU. Would you have any record of where she is? I reckon she was with the ABVP and not the SFI.
No,
so let's not talk about things where
Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad had. I'll answer. No, you are asking a question. Let me answer.
Please.
Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad had very categorically said, our Karyakarta, Komal Sharma, was not the same as accused in JNU.
Sure, sir. Where is she? Where is she? I will only ask you. Sir, I'll ask you that same question again. I will ask. Okay, you take ownership of Komal Sharma. I'll ask you, where is she? Where is she to say that she wasn't the same person? Where is Komal Sharma today? Do you know? Where is your Karyakarta Komal Sharma?
She came out in public. You heckled. I need to respond to that. You heckled a second-year BA student. You trolled her on social media. You claimed her to be somebody she was not. And you were asking me where she was. She was under 20 when all of this was happening, when the left ecosystem was after her life.
Sir, there was an FIR against her, is all I'm saying. My limited question here is there was an FIR against her, and my limited point in all of this is none the richer. Let's not accuse the other of what we are guilty of. That's my limited point. All right, Mr. Sheshma, I'll ask you a quick closing question. The allegation by Mr. Yadav is it's the Hindu-phobic mindset of the left which led to what happened yesterday. Is it correct or not?
No, it is not correct. Why the left never heckled the ABVP? Every year Ram Navami is celebrated and many other festivals are celebrated in the JNU. JNU has a culture of that. And left never heckled in such situations. And we don't want to create them.
Should I give you a list? Should I give you a list?
These situations. We just went there when the ABVP heckled and we got the SOS messages. So from the JNU and from the other WhatsApp groups.
So let's go one by one. I'm not understanding why.
Viral, so people gathered over there. And which there are the multiple videos in which the ABVP Karyakartas are taking the bicycle from the hostel and they are throwing it on the students. Where there are the people who got injuries on the head from the stones which ABVP
videos. I'm asking about your video. If everybody was going wrong, why were you pelting stones as a citizen of this country?
All right, may I?
There are more than
40
students who got injuries.
Why were you pelting stones?
From the common students.
All right.
You would
I appreciate. Gentlemen, thank you for taking out the time.